5 Real Haunted Houses You Can Visit. One of the most popular tropes in horror is the haunted house, but which are the best ones out there? Which haunted houses can you actually visit? From the Amityville horror to an old hotel where guests refuse to sleep in certain rooms, here are 5 real haunted houses you can visit. The Amityville Horror House. We all know what happened at this house, or do we? The Stanley Hotel is a historic hotel that was built in 1909. It's a beautiful place with stunning views, but it's also allegedly haunted. It was once the largest and most expensive prison in the world. However, due to overcrowding and budget constraints, the prison began to deteriorate. This caused all kinds of problems for the prisoners, including exposure to dangerous materials, flooding, and mold. In 1692, Salem was the site of the infamous Salem witch trials. The house was built in 1857 by Thomas Whaley, who was a successful businessman. And if you want to see more videos like this, check out the channel. And as always, thanks for watching. However, tragedy struck the family when Thomas Whaley's son drowned in the nearby harbor. Soon after, Thomas's wife and daughter also died, and Thomas himself died believing he was cursed. Since then, the house has been the site of many paranormal investigations. And it's sad that the ghosts of the Whaley family still live in the house. Visitors have reported seeing apparitions, feeling cold spots, and hearing strange noises. The house is now a museum that offers tours throughout the day. Evening tours are also available for those who are brave enough to spend the night. Over 200 people were accused of practicing witchcraft and 20 of them were executed. However, it's believed that many more were killed as a result of torture and false accusations. After the witch trials, Salem tried to move on with its life. However, the dark cloud of the witch trials hung over the city for years. In the early 19th century, Salem began to embrace its history and turned the witch trials into a tourist attraction. Today, Salem is one of the most popular destinations for ghost hunters and paranormal investigators. In fact, every year Salem holds a Haunted Happenings festival that celebrates the city's witchy past. If you want to visit Salem for yourself, it's easy to find a tour guide who can lead you through the city's most haunted spots. Tours typically cost around $30 to $40 and last about 2 hours. Eventually, the prison was abandoned and left to rot. Today, visitors can explore the prison for themselves. You can choose between a daytime tour or a nighttime ghost tour. You can even take a midnight ghost tour for $35. There have been countless paranormal investigations done at Eastern State Penitentiary. But the scariest may have been the one done by Ghost Adventures. While investigating the prison, Zach Bagans and his team discovered a demonic presence and ended up performing an exorcism within the prison walls. Eastern State Penitentiary is full of scary stories and paranormal activity, making it the perfect place to spend a haunted holiday season. During the winter of 1909, the hotel's owner, Freeland Oscar Sheldon, died of a heart attack in room 217. His ghost is said to still linger around the hotel to this very day. Over the years, there have been many reports of strange happenings in room 217. People have said that they felt a cold spot enter the room, seen the ghost of a man in an old-fashioned robe, or heard chains dragging metal motels. Room 217 is supposedly the most haunted room in the hotel. And if you want to stay there, you should probably bring your ghost hunting equipment. If you're not into ghosts or the paranormal, you can always opt for one of their other rooms. They have a wide variety of rooms available, ranging from $179 to $399 per night. On November 13, 1974, Ronald DeFeo shot and killed his parents, brother and sisters inside their home. This took place in Amityville, New York, and since then, it's been considered one of the most evil places in the United States. However, it's arguably one of the most haunted places in the United States. During the Civil War, the small town of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania was the site of one of the most brutal battles ever fought in North America. The battle lasted 3 days and resulted in more than 50,000 casualties. After the battle, thousands of soldiers died from their wounds. Even today, some believe that the spirits of those soldiers remain in Gettysburg. If you want to see them for yourself, you can take a ghost tour of the town. Tours run anywhere from 1 hour to 3 hours and cost about $30 to $40. But be careful if you do decide to go on a ghost tour. Some say that the spirits are angry and will curse anyone who disturbs their rest. The home has changed hands several times since the gruesome murder. In fact, it was sold just 2 months after the murders for only $80,000. That's about $500,000 less than they paid for it just a year prior. As you can imagine, this house is pretty creepy even during the day. But by night, the house is said to be filled with all kinds of scary things. Some say the ghosts of the victims roam the halls, while others have reported hearing screams, disembodied voices, and footsteps in the attic. If you want to stay in the home, you're in luck because the home is open for tours. And if you want to stay the night, you can rent out the home for a sleepover, costing anywhere from $600 to $1,500 per night. Waverly Hills Sanatorium. This abandoned tuberculosis sanatorium in Louisville, Kentucky is considered to be one of the most haunted places in America. It was first opened in 1910 and quickly became overcrowded. It didn't help that the sanatorium only had a 10% survival rate. Because of this, many people died within these walls, leading to a lot of paranormal activity, or so they say. When you walk through the halls, you might hear a piano being played or smell the sweet smell of a woman wearing perfume. Then again, you might see a ghostly figure walking down the hall. If you go to the basement, you'll find the infamous body chute, which is a 300-foot slide that used to transport bodies to the crematorium. For years, people have claimed that they've heard whispers, voices, and chains dragging in the basement. If you want to tour the sanatorium, you can book a daytime tour for $25 or a nighttime ghost tour for $35. The Stanley Hotel. Located in Estes Park, Colorado, Eastern State Penitentiary. Located in Philadelphia, Eastern State Penitentiary is one of the most famous haunted places in the United States. Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. If you've never heard of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, you're not alone. Salem, Massachusetts. If you've ever taken an interest in witches, you've probably heard of Salem, Massachusetts. Bonus, the Whaley House, located in Old Town, San Diego. The Whaley House is known as one of the most haunted houses in America. Where in the world? Have you ever stayed in a haunted house? Let me know in the comments below.